Remember that Japanese guy that gave you $25,000? They're going to be like, which one? Well, that's fair. I half expected you to have tentacles. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Molly, you are cool as shit.
Hello and welcome to Molly's Deep Podcast, where I talk about deep things. I went on a camping trip. It was a disaster. We went camping at a place called Glory Hole. Let me tell you, it's not what it sounds like. It's just a regular camping site. Nothing weird going on. I saw this flyer that was warning us there was a mountain lion spotted in the area. And it gave instructions. And the instructions said, don't approach it. Don't run away. And if it attacks you, fight back aggressively. So what it's saying is if I see a mountain lion, it's on sight. And we're going to fight to the death. It's not like I'm going to put it in a rear naked chokehold and it's going to tap out. It's going to fight. We're not going to just fist bump at the end. Like, we're fighting till this is done. Blood in, blood out. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to fight it for my life. It also said if you have a pet, keep it on a leash. Hell no. If I have a pet and I'm going to fight a mountain lion, I'm going to go 1v1 with a mountain lion? No. My pet's going to fight with me. My pet will fight with me. I'll call him out like a Pokemon. I don't have a pet. If I had a dog, it'd be a big one. And it wouldn't be scared and it would fight a mountain lion with me. To the death. Yeah, you know what else it said? It had a phone number on it. What is that going to do? A mountain lion is attacking me. I'm not going to call this phone number because what do they do? Oh, put it on the phone. Put that mountain lion on the phone. I'm going to give it a piece of my mind. You should be in the mountains. You know better. That's not what's going to happen. Then I noticed that the phone number had a 209 area code. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not going to call it. That's just there so they could laugh at me and call me a little bitch. I'm from Stockton. Okay, I know how the 209 is, all right? If I call that 209 number to say I'm getting attacked by a mountain lion, I'd be like, better handle that shit. Don't be a little bitty bitch. Better handle that shit. So yeah, so I was like, well, this is going to be an ordeal. It's going to be an ordeal. I ended up having to, I had to buy a metal detector because my dad lost his car key. And I'm not going to say who it was, but somebody on my trip didn't wear her teeth. And she was gumming down a burger. That's not the ideal thing to eat if you don't have any teeth. It takes a long time and it's hard to watch. It was a tough trip. It turns out there's different types of tents and some of them are for summertime and some are not. And so don't get the summertime one if it's really winter, because that wasn't good either. It was freezing. And I bought this sleeping bag that was supposed to be good for till down to 10 degrees. It was maybe like 30 degrees outside. Nope, I was freezing. It's a lie. Don't listen to that. If you need something 10 degrees, you better get something below zero, because these things are lying to you. It was a bad trip. When you get to a point where you're rooting for the mountain lion, it's time to go home. I was like, damn, I was like, can I befriend this mountain lion and get it to just attack people? I don't know that I'm outdoorsy. Does it make sense? I feel like when people are, oh, I'm outdoorsy and I like camping and fishing and hiking and doo-ba-doo-ba-ba-doo. And I'm just like, okay, well, for like a day. I feel like every romantic getaway that I do with a partner on a camping trip it should just be called Naked and Afraid. So I'm gonna get naked at some point and I'm gonna be afraid the whole time. There's a mountain lion, what are we gonna do? He's like, better handle that shit. Because if I had a boyfriend, he would fight a mountain lion with me. If I did, I would find somebody that would fight a mountain lion. I'm not saying he'd win, but you know what? He'd try. If I had a girlfriend, she would fight a mountain lion. Now that I think about it. I want to like be a hot butch though. A good cute one. Like a butch that's pretty. Who knows what to do with it. A wild cat. You know what I'm saying? And now it's time for Mal's Deep Romance.
Kiss, kiss, Molly's lips. Kiss, kiss.
This profile says, are you good at making bad decisions? Well, looking for you, here I am. I gotta be honest with you, I think you got me figured out. I don't know how I do it. I'm really good at making bad decisions. You wouldn't even believe. Okay, one of my ex-husbands, one of them, took over my finances because I have an amnesia disorder. And in the matter of 2.5 years, he stole $25,000 from me. And he spent it on webcam porn addiction. You believe that? I was always wondering why he never wanted to. But it's because he's doing that all day. A sexless marriage with a porn addict cost me $25,000 minimum. We stopped counting at some point. My accountant sat me down, was like, you got it. Just have a drink. Just pour me some wine. And she said, yeah, this is what happened. She goes, in 2 years, he stole $25,000 from you. And I said, I had $25,000? That's a lot of money to make in 2 years. And she said, Molly, how are you still alive?
You went full retard, man.
Well, I'm not good at math. So, and that's how he got a hold of my money. When I confronted him was the funniest part. He had no idea I knew anything. When I confronted him, I said, I know what you did with all that money you stole from me. And he said, what? I said, you spent it on webcam girls. And he goes, what? I'm not dating webcam girls. I said, dating? Yeah, man, I know. They also know you're not dating them. Do you know that? Because it sounds like you think you're lying to me right now. Then I laughed until he cried. That's how hard I laughed. It was worth the $25,000 for that moment where I laughed hysterically. I was like, you're that guy? Do you know how far beyond the guy who thinks the Hooters girl is hitting on him you have to be to think you're dating webcam girls? And the fact that he said it in plural form means that he thinks he's playing them. He thinks he's cheating on the webcam girls that he thinks he's dating. How hilarious is that? And look, I'm not going to say I'm not going to say that he had a small penis, okay? Because I don't believe in body shaming. What I'll say is that he's Japanese. Do with that information what you want. And I'm not saying that all Japanese guys have a small penis, okay? What I'm saying is this Japanese guy was Buddhist, okay? And they believe in karma and reincarnation. So he's probably just an asshole in his past life too. And it ain't getting any bigger in the next one. He's going to reincarnate. That thing's going to look like an Audi belly button. I'm not dating webcam girls. Yeah, I couldn't really get my money back, because he was Japanese. Because, what am I going to call him and be like, hey, remember that Japanese guy that gave you $25,000? They're going to be like, which one? Well, that's fair. I half expected you to have tentacles. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, so, yeah, my love life's a mess, and I do make bad choices, but usually they're better looking bad choices than he was. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I was going through a beauty's on the inside phase. I don't know what's going on. I'm looking back going It's not so bad looking, but it's like, I'm not going to be a model, a lazy eyelid, okay? I'm not that vain. But I'll say, if you're going to steal 25 grand from me, whew, you better be smoking hot. You better be so smoking hot. You better be real good in bed, too. And he was none of those things. Forget well endowed. Just even good in bed. He was none of those things. But now it's time for my new segment called Mal's Deep Tip.
Mal's Deep Tip.
This is where somebody asks me a question and I give them a tip. I give them advice. And this person, Whiskey Rusk, asked me a very good question. He said, how do I find a woman that I can date, if she thinks I'm too young, even though I tell her? I'm paraphrasing, so I don't have it in front of me, but this is what it says. The gist is, he wants to date women his own age, but they think he looks too young. Here's what you gotta do. First of all, show her your ID. Maybe she doesn't believe you because you're not showing her ID. And guess what? It's not racist for her to ask for your ID. It's not racist to use an ID to vote. It's not racist to use an ID to date. Okay? Get it through your head. That's number one. Let's face it, this is all really about daddy issues. Okay? You have to maintain the appearance, nay, the ambiance of you being older than her. Number two, here's what you gotta do. Instead of cologne, rub some Bengay on your chest. Just so she knows that you're, she can smell the Bengay, be like, ooh, his joints are hurting. Actually, wear like Stetson, like old man cologne. Wear some like old school Stetson and rub some Bengay over it. That's what you gotta do. And you know what? Put some Alka-Seltzer by the bed and a cup of water. And she'll be like, oh, you need Alka-Seltzer? And you're like, yeah, you know how that gets. So you get older. Is, that's what you do. You know what? Put some dentures in it. You don't need to have dentures. You don't need them. But you can put them in the cup. Just put them in the cup. She don't need to know. Get a little partial. Throw it in the cup. She's like, oh, it's so mature. That's what you gotta do. You gotta, when she calls, make sure you got like Jeopardy playing in the background. Because that works for both things. Because one, it's kind of an old people show to watch. But two, is she hears that da 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 da. It's in her mind. It's gonna be like, oh, I'm running out of time. Better close the deal on this guy. Watch shows like Bonanza. She goes, I never heard of Bonanza. You're like, damn right you haven't. That's before your time. And when you like bend down to pick stuff up and everything, just make popping and crunching sounds out of the side of your mouth, like yeah, that's what happens, at my age. You get a little rickety. So that's what you gotta do. Play the game, man. Play ball. Maybe get a beard. Maybe grow out a beard. Maybe dye your hair gray. Put a little salt and pepper in it. That's what she really wants. It's not about how old you are. It's how old you look and how old you feel. And if you guys have a happy, long life together, there's going to be a point where she's getting a lot older. It's going to get harder and harder to be older than her. Like there's going to be a point where you're just going to have to play dead. She's just going to have to find your body. And then you go, oh, I woke up. She's going to be so happy you're alive, but at the same time, there's going to be that moment where she was like, oh no, he's so old. He just died of old age. You got this, man. You got it. And that's been Mal's Deep Tip.
Balls Deep Tip.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Balls Deep Podcast.
Molly, you are cool as shit.